comfortable Doug already. It's not
Oh
that
my gosh.
funny.
Oh my gosh, the comfortable Doug. I swear, there wasn't any other character I wanted to murder more than comfortable Doug. And especially like hearing that song for like
silly names.
Oh my gosh. And the song that kept going, I was like, oh my God. And it was like I was reaching the point where I was like, somebody in my misery right now.
It's like, I don't know, okay, you like silly names, but I don't know, maybe come up with a couple more at least, instead of just like, repeating the one you're clearly very proud of like 800 times.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that really was good about it was the Nowhere King.
Yeah.
His lullaby was the best.
Yeah.
His lullaby was the best, and then his origin and then story and ending was the best too.
Yes, like
I did kind of like the serious stuff with Horse and Wallowing to an extent and stuff as well. To an extent,
yeah. I agree. Same. There were some parts that were serious parts of it too. I mean, I loved Wallowing.
Yeah.
I love Wallowing, and I love Water Baby. I love Water Baby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of like, you guys aren't fooling anyone with the plot about for the final story beat of how Ryder screws the pooch, doesn't know who her friends are, digs her own grave, lies in it, and then cuts to, oh, actually, I'm alive.
Mm-hmm. Right. There's also, I did like there's one part that my sister was telling me about, like, dude, if you check it out, there's something serious about it. You remember about the whale? You remember the whale? And I was like, what? And then he's like, that's kind of an illusion of suicide. And I was like, oh, I see. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, okay, I get you there. That tried to put in something dark and everything. He's like, okay, I get it. Becky Apples. Don't trust that.
The other silly name it liked.
Okay, a silly name, but a murderous look in her eye. That horse straight up. That horse is a mad murderer in horse form.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust that horse.
All right. Let DC get this started.
Yeah.
No. We actually started like 2 minutes or so. So everyone's referenced. Yeah, Jenn just finally seen Centaur World. So
sorry.
You're seriously gonna start it there?
Yeah, I think I just wanted, because that rant was just. I wanted that rant going.
Oh no.
That's everyone, we're joining again for another podcast and react this time. Joining me again is Jenn.
I may be first, I may be last. There may be a full moon outside, and I may be howling to it. But I am first and always Jenn. Hey, why does it smell like a wet dog in here? What? Werewolves!
Oh, how do you like that?
Where are you? I still love
you! Next up, Second and Day.
Yeah.
Welcome, your favorite power couple.
Yes, and I don't think we can help you with the werewolf problem because...
What? Would you please not gnaw me while we're having a react?
Not in front of the kids!
Taking it to a werewolf, it's not happening.
I will neither confirm nor deny that she's a werewolf, but you do so keep me up at night.
Guys, not in front of the kids.
Oh, sorry.
It actually does remind me of this like funny comic I remember seeing floating around like Facebook, and so just posted in.
Oh, I gotta see that eventually.
What is it?
Oh, I just posted in that.
Oh, okay.
In the meantime, we have one more to introduce themselves.
Yeah, that's me, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if DC's going to be able to post the image, but if you're wondering, it's a couple lying together, and then the full moon comes out from behind the clouds, and then she turns into a werewolf still sleeping on top of him, and he wakes up now squished in place.
Oh, I
with his
see
eyes
it. It's
wide
adorable.
Open, like,
That is definitely me, yeah.
It's adorable. It's adorable.
So.
And then next up, Carlos.
Hello there. This is Gunmetal Gator saying, hello, how do you do? And I'm very anxious and not very excited about what we're about to commence into.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
How about that?
But also, I guess before we do jump into Iraq, any other quick updates we've been all up to?
Saw a lot of Halloween movies and also our musical biopics.
Yeah, and I've been drawing a whole bunch of stuff because, like, soon.
Commission Daylover.
Yeah.
The time has come.
Soon.
She shall be able to take them.
Oh yes. I must agree. Commission this lovely artist here.
Yay.
Soon. Or we'll stick a werewolf on you.
Sick the Daylover werewolf.
The Daylover werewolf.
Now I want to make that like with the rainbow color.
That'd be awesome. They'll be like, what happened to his right arm?
Yes.
It's like, oh, never mind. He ran off with the wallet.
Yeah.
Perfect. But yes, seriously, Commission Daylover. She's she's an amazing artist.
Yeah, from next week.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Soon.
So soon. Oh yeah.
So then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like what else? What else have you guys been up to for Halloween?
Like I dressed up as a 60s, 70s housewife and gave out vitamins, aka
nice.
candy.
Pill candy, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody got it. So.
Nice.
And my workplace, through costume day, let you come in costumes 4 days in a row.
Yes.
So every single day I was in a different costume. First I was, tacky disco dancer guy and a, neon wavy hat, bowler hat, and a, alcohol vest and, garish clothes and breaking out my dance moves everywhere. And
nice.
Totally retro surfer guy.
Even with a retro
yeah, my
shirt.
Hawaiian shirt and my lei and my sunglasses. I was wearing sunglasses all day and starting to miss the light by the time the days were over. But yeah, I had my beach shorts. I had a shark in retro sunglasses and headphones hanging out of my pocket.
Wow.
Apparently I just got back from the beach so recently I didn't have time to fish them out.
Nice.
Then I was then I was a mobster and then I was Zorro because I was running out of costumes.
Zorro was really nice.
Cool.
And she thought I looked good as Zorro.
Yeah, I wish that I had what's that female equivalent to that.
Boy, someone make a female Zorro equivalent.
Well, there is, but
that's
I
easy.
Have the dress for it.
Oh yeah, from the Mask of Zorro.
Yeah.
Oh, easy, perfectly easy.
But yeah, and then watching the Zorro TV show on Disney Plus, getting back to that, and I got Day to break her horror movie abstinence.
Cool.
Yeah, we saw Prey. I saw Halloween 2018.
Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, Rosemary's Baby, which that's a whole can of my.
Mm-hmm.
Which a very, very 60s movie. I mean, like it's a classic, and supporters will promise you the moon, and I mean it's very wild that they made that movie that well in the 60s, but like don't expect the moon, maybe.
No, but it's still creepy though.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Better than Psycho, honestly, or at least like comparing my first viewings of each one. But then we saw Bela Lugosi's Dracula, and I swear the wrong guy. became the icon. I mean, Bella is fan-friggin-tastic in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
His assistant, the insane, protege.
Igor.
Well, he went on to play the guy who would inspire Igor, but Rainfield, the guy who
Rainfield,
flies and spiders. He's not ready for big life. He wants small ones. Flies. You fly. Yeah, they put him with a guy who's like straight out of a Monty Python sketch, I swear. It's like, get back in there, you fly eater. Why would I want to eat flies? Who would want to eat flies? You would. You was eating them just the other day. Why would I want flies when I can have a nice fat spider? And then he's getting some of his sanity back, walking into the room, complaining about Dracula. He's like, this is a strange conversation for sane people to be having.
Yeah. And he always comes in with this, like, creepy ass smile.
His
and you're
over
just
the top.
like,
I mean, this guy, this is like the ultimate camp performance. He was making me laugh hard, and I'm pretty sure there's one scene where, he's just, like, sitting there sinking into it, and the maid comes around the corner as he's like, can't grin any wider. And she just faints on the spot.
Yeah. Wow.
Getting a load of the guy is enough.
Yeah. It's amazing.
What about you, Jen?
Well, let's see. I did not do anything for Halloween. Halloween is on a Monday, which is scary enough. It's scary enough. I didn't go to any costume balls or anything. I'm very mad about
Next year we have to go to a costume ball.
Yes, I want to go. Yes, I wanted so bad to dress up as a costume and go to a party.
I will make a Nightmare King costume.
Ooh, a night. Ooh, that's fun. I've got like ideas for, like, the last time I dressed up in a costume, it was like last year. One of my cousins was actually having a Halloween concert, and my mom and my aunt, we all dressed up in like certain costumes and everything. I was Bride of Frankenstein because I absolutely love dressing up as Bride of Frankenstein. That's my favorite thing. I've dressed up as her like maybe 5 times in my life. I love it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. My aunt was a female version of Blade.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it was really cool. Really cool. And my mom, I'm so proud of her. My mom went as Cleopatra, but she went all out on her costume. She made her own costume. She made her own costume. She made her own costume. She even bought what they call the ISIS wings. The ISIS wings that a lot of like belly dancers use. She had the wig, and she even just maxed out her makeup and everything. She was the belle of the outfit. Honestly, she was the best. She was the best looking out of all 3 of us, in my opinion. So we all went to the concert, and we just had that's right. My boyfriend came and dressed up as Ace Ventura.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh, it was
alrighty then.
Somebody needs to be the Slinky.
It was hilarious. He dressed up. He slicked up his hair, and he had the Hawaiian shirt and everything. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. We had such a blast. We had such a blast there, and of course, cousin had put on a great concert. There was much dancing and food and drink to be had. But he was not. But he did not. He wasn't doing it this year, unfortunately. So, oh well. So there was absolutely nothing to do except, just sit. Oh, wait a minute. Just sit at home and watch the Bengals play the Browns and have them lose to the Browns. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it. And then at the most time, it was just me and my mom sitting at home watching the Bengals versus Browns game, aka the Battle for Ohio, and then us, each alternating to the door, going, giving out candy to trick-or-treaters. I think we had a record number of trick-or-treaters this year. We almost ran out of candy. But then again, that's good because that means less crap to put up. So that's about it. Other than Halloween, can everybody still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just checking. other than that, I've been trying to audition for some more voice jobs and such.
Yes.
Still waiting for the next episode of Elements of Justice to come out. Oh my gosh, you gotta check it out. It's so good. And other than that, I finally finished my homework that my sister told me months ago. I finally finished Centaur World.
Yes.
And if someone could picture my face of being the dead inside look, that's what I think of it. For the first time I watched the series, I was like, what the heck? However, the one thing that was good about it was the origins of the Nightmare King and the little twist at the end. That was really good. And also the Nightmare King's lullaby, that was really good. That was
Nowhere King.
Nowhere.
Nowhere King.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. King. I do that too.
Oh,
because he looks like a nightmare. Like
he does look like a nightmare.
Almost nightmares. I
know. And also, I'm having way more senior moments. And I'm only 42. Sheesh.
Oh no, you found the meaning of life.
I am the meaning of life. And I'm only the meaning of life for almost a month, and then I am no longer the meaning of life. And then it's all downhill. It's either going to get better or it's going to go all downhill. Who knows? But either way, I am in charge of my destiny. But either way, the Nowhere King, that was really the only good thing about Centaur World. He had the best lullaby. I love the lullaby of it.
Yes, we love the lullaby too.
It was like beautiful and dark. I love the kind of things that are like beautiful and they're dark at the same time. That was kind of cool. And then the origin of the Nowhere King, that tugged at my heartstrings. I'll admit that tugged in my heartstrings, and that was pretty much it. But then by the time the second season came around, all the self-aware humor and songs were just starting to grate on my nerves. If you ever look at the Nostalgia Critic and his review of A Christmas Story Live, there's a part where he actually gets really, really tired of the cast singing everything, and he plays a clip of the yak from Ren and Stimpy, who's yelling out, "Shut up! I can't stand it anymore! All the time, singing! Why won't he stop?" I felt like that yak. I almost wanted, and I like musicals, but at that point, I reached a point where I was just like that yak in a kilted yaksman who was just wanted the singing to stop. I cannot believe, like I said, I like musicals, but yet Centaur World pushed me to that point. Oh man.
So you don't like Rider Song to Horse?
Oh no, I liked that.
One of my favorites.
Oh, I liked it. I liked the Fragile Thing song. I liked a lot of what Horse is singing. Now I'm not gonna say everybody's a wonderful singer there, because apparently everybody in there is a theater singer and everything. So great.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, everyone who's in there is like a theater singer. So yes, I like Rider's songs. I like the Horse's songs. I like the Fragile Thing song. I liked the ending thing, how they brought all the songs they had together in one big crescendo at the end. Yes, that was good. I'll admit. The problem was the Comfortable Doug thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, they probably got some of that rant earlier, but I wanted to kick a field goal with Comfortable Doug. I did. And Glendale.
Oh, Glendale, I have a little soft spot for her as well.
I wanted to.
I ended up saying that, Centaur World ended up being about 60% a good show.
Yeah. I wanted
the
to
serious
feel
stuff.
golden.
I thought the humor came across like they thought it through as far as that kind of show. So we get to be silly and shameless and every
and self-aware
tangent they came up while giggling back and forth at each other in the writer's room.
and
but
kind
every
of
1 in 5
self-aware,
times
you know.
or so it would make me laugh, so 60 instead of 50.
The self-aware kind of humor was starting to get to grate on my nerves a little bit too. There were just a few characters that I just really wanted to just punt like a field goal. And Comfortable Doug, Comfortable Doug, Derpelberg,
Damn, they had to
Glendale,
say it like 800 times because they were so proud of it.
Glendale, I wanted to do it twice with a golf club. Seriously. But also that one centaur with the that was like a shoot, I can't even know her name. I just know she was like one of the ritzy centaurs, and she dressed up like Marie Antoinette.
Oh,
and
you're talking about
the actual trademark centaurs.
Whatever that is. Yeah, I could not stand it when they were on screen. Oh boy, I was just internally screaming every single time seeing that character. I'm like, oh my god, what is it? Stop! And the golf club comment I just made. After I would be done yeeting Glendale into the sun, I'd come back with the club and then just bludgeon that one, and then just bludgeon the other one. It ran that deep. Okay. And the only other kind of hatred I have is Cozy Glow. It stoked some fire. That thing just stoked some fires in me that should have been buried. And when I was done with it, I was like, okay, we're finished. Now, all right, now time to move on to Arcane.
Yay!
Oh, you saw Arcane.
I've seen snippets. I've actually seen some reviews of how like certain writing and episodes of Arcane are, and now I'm interested. So that's going to be next on the list. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's only 9 episodes. It's definitely
something. Oh, that's it?
Watch. Yeah, it's only 9 episodes.
Well, I'm a little disappointed how short it is, but okay.
No. You're not going to be disappointed.
Okay, and I've also and one last thing, I've also been starting to get into Critical Role.
Yeah,
that's going to be a whole mountain and a half.
Yes,
the actual show or the animation?
It's worth the climb, Gator.
No. I haven't watched the animated version yet. I'm watching the YouTube channel.
Yes,
and it's all the way back to 2015. I'm like, I've got some time to go, and you know what? Yeah. Fine, I'll do it.
Yes.
And then I will watch the animated one. That is, I'm gonna watch the whole thing of Critical Role, get Cannonball it if I can, get caught up, and then I'm watching Vox Machina, the animation
animated series. Yeah.
I can't wait because this Vox, from what I've seen, that looks good.
Yes, it is so good. You're not going to be disappointed. And please do what you are saying right now. And
I will. I just gotta get through.
Try and see if you can keep away from Sparta.
I just gotta get through 7. I just gotta get through 7 years of videos.
Yes. And there's 3 seasons now.
Oh, sweet.
So it might be a little more.
I cannot wait to get it to see what kind of comedy that Grog and Scanlan are going.
Yes,
Scanlan are going to.
I love Grog so much.
I love Grog.
Grog is my favorite character.
God bless Travis Willingham. Okay.
Yes.
I cannot wait to see what kind of like shenanigans Grog and Scanlan are going to supply me with to laugh at.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell. I can already tell right now. I have a feeling those two are going to give me some of the best laughs.
Yes, they
are. Soon as when I finally watch it, we shall see if I am correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to tell me all that you like about him.
Yes, will do.
But in the meantime,
I guess aside from that, for me, I just sort of been like playing some card games, ended up losing majorly bad today because of one opponent was like, I'm gonna bring this unstable glass cannon deck that could easily sweep everything, and got lucky 5 times doing a 5-0 sweep on my entire team.
What? Nice.
Yeah.
Well, gotta take the hats off for that, what I'm saying.
They were so lucky. And even during one game against literally my best player, they healed 3 times. I was just like, you healed 3 times? You kidding me? Seriously, it was like everything was handed off to them. So, yeah, like that unfortunate bit of news happened. But I guess aside from that, it's just been, I don't know, me basically like dropping off like Yu-Gi-Oh! From my repertoire of shows I watch now. Because I think I finally reached a breaking point with like Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Watch that like you really are just slogging everything, and I'm not willing to wait for you anymore. So I can't believe I literally dropped Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. It's like this in conjunction with all the stuff I've been mentioning about Pokemon. Do you see what I mean? It's sort of like a crisis of like, I'm not following my childhood stuff anymore. I'm following the new stuff now. Which, by the way,
quite a day when that happens.
Oh yes.
Which, by the way, for the new stuff, let's see. I found a new sports anime which literally decides to forgo the idea of teamwork and everything makes everything better, called Blue Lock, which is basically what would happen if soccer had a Squid Game version. But instead of that, it's literally trying to create like the most egotistical soccer striker for Japan's World Cup team.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason that brought like Shaolin soccer to mind, but okay.
And then also there's stuff about like I'm the villainess and I'm taming the last boss, which is
I think I might have heard of that.
Yeah, which okay. After I got that recommendation to watch like Akiba Maid War, I watched the first 2 episodes, completely lost me. I was like, I would have been very bored if I continued watching the show because it was just going to be fun juxtaposition of like maids being sent out to do gang war stuff. Isn't that fun? And I'm like, no, it's just replacing maids with gang members. I'm not having fun here. So then I went to look to like
possible? That sounds like every guy's like fantasy or something.
No, I mean for me, I just feel like it's too lazy. It's just too lazy what they're doing. Hold on.
Yeah. How do you make a premise like that boring?
It just like if it's done lazily enough, any premise can become boring. But then there's also like the Taming the Last Boss, which instead of it being like a Tome game, it was more of like a hold on.
Is everybody still here?
Yes.
Yep. All
right. Please.
I guess while he's fixing his mic or whatever, I might as well go. Yeah, for Halloween stuff, I mostly didn't do much besides I went to like Kings Island for like their haunt stuff and did that several times. Which actually, yeah, that park really does come alive at night with all everything lit up. And let me see what I was gonna say. Then media game wise, I've been I finally finished Gravity Rush, which is like, yeah, after finishing it, I really see why so many people were excited about Gravity Rush 2 because it's sort of ends on a cliffhanger-ish sort of thing where it's just not really a cliffhanger, but just like a lot of unresolved plot threads. It's like, yeah, I see why people are excited about it too. It's a good game, so I would say I would start part 2, but yeah, God of War comes out soon, which sort of a news thing I was going to get to.
It was Ragnarok, so on my end. There was a bit of noise on my end.
Ragnarok.
But yeah, I was just saying like it feels like a very interesting show of like the main character, even though being an isekai protagonist, is sort of more actually the villainess in this case, just with the knowledge of the outside world about her world being a game. Like in which you don't actually really see like the human girl aspect so much, which makes it pretty nice. Like just seeing like wacky shenanigans that she does in order to like get over like her life's like greatest failings and such, which I really do dig. But then there's also stuff like, oh, I don't know, like Bleach return back into the actual anime hemisphere. Like, if you want to talk about a classic, we finally reached the point that we can finally see the last arc of Bleach animated.
Oh wow!
It's so better Bleach than you imagine it.
Is Bleach so is Bleach like ending or?
Bleach is ending. No. Oh. This is literally like the anime coming back to finish up the original story, except for this time.
So Bleach is already done.
Yeah, Bleach is already done. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Tite Kubo is just like, okay, for this anime adaptation, I'm just gonna expand the story just so that it won't be rushed like what Shonen Jump did to me back in 2012. Okay. So yeah, it's literally gonna be the redemption run for Bleach for them to fully have that story fleshed out.
Okay, so that's what they're doing with 1,000-Year War, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
it's interesting. A couple of well-known actors have dropped out of certain roles for that.
Yep, I heard about Chad VA.
You know you know about Chad's VA for one thing. Oh, a little bit of trivia. Did you know? I believe this is the case. The role of what do Chad and Bleach and Persona 5 have in common?
What?
Oh wait, what do Bleach, Persona 5, and Catherine have in common?
And what?
And Catherine, and the game Catherine. What do they all have in common?
Is it a VA that does Sojiro?
Ding 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 ding. Ding ding ding. Yep. He's also the and I didn't know this until recently, and I played Catherine before. He's also the voice that you hear for the trivia sections of Catherine, and I didn't know this until recently, but he voiced Chad. So that blew my mind.
Okay, now that's quite interesting. Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah. So Coffee Daddy very much
right. And actually, yeah, he's one of those that decided to leave the project, I guess, or not audition for it, or just not do the voice.
Yeah. And then like some people were arguing like his reasoning, like if that's the case, then why even like audition for like a Japanese actor, a Japanese like character, like like, if it was like persons of colors, like you want other people to be represented, then what about for like the usual Japanese characters for a lot of animes? Like that's the sort of logic that they're drawing back on him, like on that decision.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I remember seeing in the post that I guess representation. He was all about representation matters and everything. I mean, part of it is like okay, you got your heart's in the right place. And ultimately it's the choice. It's his individual choice. So there's that, I guess. The only thing I forgot was that I don't remember if Chad is supposed to be even Japanese or what, or if he's supposed to be Latino or something. I don't. It had been a long time. It had been a long time.
He's supposed to be part Mexican. That's the thing.
Because I remember one of the scenes in the dub. He was talking about his abuelo, and that is abuelo, and that abuela is Spanish for grandmother. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's actually in the translation in the original script, but that was in the dub. So
yeah.
Either way, I can't remember. This is the person. This is the person who tuned out on Bleach a long time ago. So what do I know?
I gotcha.
Is anybody gonna watch like 1,000-Year War?
Aside from me,
I don't think I've seen it. No.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so, really. I know
What?
I was gonna say I know Chainsaw Man's on the list.
Oh yeah, Chainsaw Man is like literally like the hypest anime right now. Just for like people who enjoy like Western cinema, like being adapted properly.
Oh yeah, I want to see Chainsaw Man. I want to see what it's all about.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great. Like I mean, there was a bit of a lull point with like episode 3, like even though it was just part of like it building up for episode 4, but then it was like okay, you got me back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really digging like this lax sort of type of like, oh, this main character for a Shonen Jump property is clearly has his priorities straight.
Mm-hmm.
Like legitimately has priorities straight in the fact that like this is literally just an everyman who was before like the typical Shonen like I'm an orphan, I'm literally put into the worst situation, but now that I actually got some actual necessities in life thanks to my powers, I just want that girl. I just want that girl to play video games with me and hug and sleep together. Like, just be together for once. And then literally his first mission that he's given by like one of his new co-walkers is like, do this job for me and getting my cat back. I'll let you touch my boob. And I'm just like,
what?
I'm not kidding. I am not kidding about Denji. He is legitimately the most realist character. Like, legitimately. Any dude, bro, is just like looking at this like, he's just like me for real. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Well, this sounds like fun. I gotta see it.
No, I'm not even kidding. Like, after that first episode, it made me think, oh, the sweet innocent man. Now with all these powers, now he can finally get his girlfriend and such, and then it's like it's just gonna be innocent. It's like, nope, he's an adult. He's an adult. He's fully showing all the wants and needs, even if it's gonna bring him down a dark hole of like never-ending problems for like his choices in women. It's just like, God, his priorities. Like, it doesn't matter if they have a terrible personality as long as they have a nice racket. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Why? This is the main characters. I don't know what life is anymore. We finally reached the point that a main character for a Shonen Jump property is just someone you could just see like maybe like at work on the next day, or just like one of the customers that you ring in that just acts like that. Like, yeah, just I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed that like that's the sort of type of show we're in. And then also they finally explain about like what makes devils interesting about this universe, and it's just, oh, if your name for your devil is notable for invoking fear amongst people, depending on how much fear it invokes, it means how much more powerful you are.
Oh wow.
So yeah, the name Chainsaw Devil.
Hey!
No wonder why it was so much effective against the zombies.
That makes perfect sense.
That makes perfect sense.
It's a power system that makes too much sense for it to like.
Chainsaw Devil. Amazing.
All right, but I guess we need to be moving on to the actual wrap.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
But just to give some clip notes on the news, let's see.
Podcast does that.
Yeah. Just some clip notes. Musk actually did buy Twitter, and stuff is happening.
Because Twitter forced him to do it after he tried to be like, psych.
Twitter forced him to?
Yeah, he tried to back out, but he had already like gone so far into the deal that Twitter was able to force him to sue him and force him to, complete it.
Well, that makes zero sense.
Like basically, he had already agreed, but now he wanted to back out because of some reason he
was essentially
made up,
trying to get a better. He was trying to essentially get a better deal because there's a lot more bots and they're basically faking. But he's really just got in soon, so we're still seeing what he's doing. But his first action is to fire the CEO, and fire a bunch of other people too.
That's sad.
Yeah, he basically, I think a lot of it is like it's weird, but like he gave a lot of people ultimatums to basically show up in office for work or you're going to be fired, and it seemed like he did a lot of that. But yeah,
it's just awful.
Yeah.
And then
all right, so what flavors of suck is he going to hit, and will Twitter ever stop making fun of him? Stay tuned.
Yeah, and then the other big thing is now he basically made blue checks as something you can just buy. So before it was like basically being verified, which started out as what it sounds like years ago, where basically you go to Twitter, you reach a certain they recognize you a certain popularity. It's like, oh yeah, this is a public figure. Here's your verify your identity, and you get proved as like this real person. And then for a while, Twitter basically said, well, we can't just verify anyone who can be verified. We must verify people that represent Twitter, which basically means it was very left-leaning with how they verified people. So yeah, it was very openly biased. And the justification was like, yeah, when you verify the Twitter, you're representing Twitter. So yeah, it was stupid. So now it's sort of optionally even more stupid, where he's changed it where you can just basically buy it for $8 a month. So we're seeing that fall out. So it's like, yeah, let's go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're still seeing how that goes out. But yeah, that was cliff notes of that. Also was going.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier. I didn't want to get into any new big games after finishing Gravity Rush, just because God of War is coming out soon and is apparently getting extremely good reviews. God of War Ragnarok. Speaking of characters voicing someone who's not their race, yeah, that's an example of how it can be very done well. Tilk makes a great God of War. I don't know if anyone gets that Stargate reference. And then the final news is and the DC Extended Universe, James Gunn is becoming the big new figure, which is good and concerning at the same time. Like, James Gunn is objectively a better person than like Snyder, like better choice, but at the same time, James Gunn is also sort of like Snyder, as in he's a very stylized director, which is maybe not the best choice for like a sort of universal extended universe head person. So yeah, we'll wait and see how that goes.
I mean, Snyder had his chance, and I mean, he did what everyone should have always known that Zack Snyder does, so the 13-year-old boys and not many other people liked him. Gunn, I feel like he still has enough of his career in front of him, so that, like, it remains to be seen what he could grow into, including a total faceplant. But I mean, until that happens, I admit I'm interested. I really am.
Well, like I said, objectively, like as a whole, everyone can pretty much agree it's a step up from Snyder. Snyder was just not the person for this. I'm not saying that's a bad thing for Snyder, but like his style, he was not the right person to be like the studio head of this. It's just like it was just a bad choice. He's a good director for his like niche, but like he's like not the right choice.
Mixed director for his niche.
Yeah. But but like Snyder, James Gunn is generally like he's a significantly big step up from that. At the same time, he is also still like a very niche, like often style director. So better because especially since he worked with Marvel, so he knows how to play with a greater whole. But it's hopefully he's not going to become. He will keep his more like stylized things more in check for the DCU. But yeah, it's sort of like wait and see. Still overall, I think a step up. But like, was he still the better choice? Is that still to be debated? So sort of thing. But yeah, that's the news thing. So I guess we gotta move on to the react.
Yeah.
See you back on the other end. So what are everyone's quick thoughts on this?
It's so cute.
These 2 episodes.
Really cute. It's really cute. It's really cute. Some interesting things never thought of. With the Earth ponies actually having magic, that's an interesting prospect. And also, oh my gosh, seeing Twilight again, but with no wings. Yeah, that's. I'll have to see that section again because I got caught. I didn't catch all of the message. So, yeah, that was interesting. Although I think it broke Gator.
I'm just was like, okay, episode 1 was like, it had a lot of kinks. I wasn't enjoying the goo goo gaga baby stuff with Sparky.
Yeah, that was kind of cute. That was also kind of cute with the baby dragon. I'm still kind of mad that there was no Gremlins reference about don't feed him after midnight. I was like, come on, it's right there. It's low hanging fruit. You can take it. You can take it. You can.
Yeah, more kids do need to know about Gremlins.
Yes, that could have been perfect reference. I'm mad that there's no Gremlins reference regarding Sparky. I'm like, come on, it's low hanging fruit.
Be careful, second. You don't want to tempt the remake.
Oh,
you don't want to take Warner Brothers remake.
Oh, you mean
please, God,
tempt them to put it in today's PG-13 or today's PG rather instead of 1980s PG?
No, Gremlins just needs to stay where it is. It does not need a CGI remake. It's fine as it is.
I don't know. Gremlins 2 happened, so I feel like anything besides boring and typical is fair game at this point.
Just no remake of Gremlins at all. Leave it alone.
I'm not the one being salty right now.
Oh.
Daylover heard me saying things about Gremlins franchise out of context and assumed that it was one.
Okay.
You like more Gremlins ever?
Oh no! I hope it's bad enough that there's going to be a Never-Ending Story remake. I am very salty about that, and I am very, very salty about that. But it's bad, but Gremlins doesn't need it. Gremlins does not need a remake. Or please no.
To anything. Well, okay, if somebody twisted your arm behind your back and said both Never-Ending Story and Gremlins, you have to choose one, either the remake or the legacy sequel. What would you pick for each one?
Legacy sequel? What does that mean?
Yeah, you know, the one where it's like, 30 years later, somebody finds something unusual.
I choose none.
Even.
I choose none.
Okay, Jenn chooses to get her arm broken off.
I choose none. I choose none. I choose absolutely none. If anyone twisted my arm on my back and said, like, you choose or this, I'd be like, no, I don't choose. I reject the reality and substitute my own. I continue to fight for my
reality.
I continue to fight for my own non-choice. Other than that, back to ponies. Overall, really cute. I cannot get over Misty's like main design. It's it's so well done. Even though it's like messy compared to like everyone's smooth and silky manes. I love seeing variety. I love seeing that it's kind of matted and curly. It's matted and curly and it looks frizzy. It's really good. And also the villainous is we have an actual straight up mean, straight up evil Alicorn. And oh my gosh, that eyeshadow, fabulous. And I think that's about it.
Okay, well, I don't know if you've heard me give this spiel before, but how Friendship is Magic came out of the gate, hyped up on something, fairly simple, but still full of inspiration. Let's revamp the My Little Pony franchise. Let's fill it full of all the character, all the fun, all of the creativity, or all of the potential to incorporate fun aspects that it never had. This, I feel like the most inspired it's been so far has been the first movie, which went like, what did we agree on with that? Like, went to sort of an upper mid-tier, like, modern, relevant, adventure kind of movie with, some fairly cute and likable characters and fairly decent statement on the whole matter. But, okay, not only do I feel like that is about as ambitious as it got in the first place, I feel like it was kind of self-contained, like the stuff, like the ambition itself was self-contained, whereas like Friendship is Magic spent the first couple of seasons feeling like it just, every new day was a new branch of excitement. Oh, let's go and explore how we haven't done this yet, or how we haven't added a whole bunch of personality and lovability to this yet. This feels like it's it feels like it's trying to reach into what the movie did, the movie it started with did, and trying to, like, in its smaller budget, tap some of that. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it has any particular ideas. It feels like it's trying to tap some of the lovability that the characters had in that movie.
Yeah.
And, like, think of, well, okay, like, where would this go now, or something, like, Earth, Pony, Magic, question mark, and a villain who wants the magic, and, character flaw problems that, they get wrong, and then inspiration, and then they get right.
Uh-huh.
And, okay, like, that's, I don't know, I was dangerously close to being like, yeah, okay, you guys are, you're doing this because it's mandated, aren't you? Like, you've already painted your own ceiling by trying to grasp some of what you already did without having any particular inspiration in mind. And then at the end of the second episode, which I would have said was the lesser of the two, like, the first one was moderately cute and all that. The second one, it's, Hitch is doing the Footloose plot by taking stupid pills until the episode's like, all right, I'm almost over now, so time to cut you off. And then it's like Stanley Stupid putting his mouth on the car battery and getting a shock to his brain. Wait a minute, what am I doing? I've endangered myself and my family and cooked up this insane conspiracy theory to justify it. Like, and then all of a sudden, Twilight Sparkle and backstory lore about how she saw this coming and tried to keep the magic safe, and they've stumbled onto the halfway point of this giant conspiracy plot, and it's like, okay, were you just doing a bit of a slow burn on the stuff you probably should be unleashing if you want people to get excited about this, like stakes right here, right now, and like, places to take this with, many possibilities laced in.
Yeah, but also, how come, if you're going to show Twilight again, how come she's in her original form? She's not in her alicorn form.
Yeah, I mean, the only explanation, and therefore the one they're going to at least try to pull, is that this happened sometime between Ending of the End and Alicorn, like Twilight going full Alicorn. But okay, then did she lock away the magic?
Or why didn't they show her like her form when she was the real ruler of, when she was the final ruler of Equestria?
I thought that was the Alicorn form.
Well, yeah, that's part. Yeah, but that was like that was the evolved Alicorn form. I'm going to call it the Celestia form. She had.
That's what I meant. Were you just saying she didn't have wings?
Yeah. But I wonder about.
Are we sure it's just not kind of like the angle we saw her at and the?
I don't know.
Attention to detail. I didn't I didn't see a body design that was specifically made to look sleek and unwinged or something like that. But
yeah, but also, but if she's not in her alicorn form, she's not in her evolved alicorn form when she's the ruler of Equestria with the flowy man. She's not in her quote Celestia, she's not older. She's not older. She's not in her.
Yeah, so this happens sometime between ending of the end and last problem. But
okay,
viewers, if we still have any of those, are going to point out that there's a comic series that fills in what happened between then and now, like what caused the downfall of magic and the fate of the cast in the old locations and all that.
Right.
And I haven't read those, so maybe they're sticking to them for all I know.
But to go for what I said before, I think it's there's definitely a distinct shift in animation style, but I think for the better, which is nice to see. And it starts too soon to say with the show's quality. It definitely, like I said earlier, is aimed for a younger audience, and this especially compared to the movie, even more so. However, it still is generally, I feel, consistent with its tone mostly, which is good. Which compared to I'm co-watching Dragon Prince right now, and yeah, that thing's all over the place with its tone.
Like Thor: Love and Thunder.
I have not seen that one yet.
Sure. I mean,
by all accounts, I probably really shouldn't.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's one of those times where, honestly, a lot of times with how fan bases need to have only the most hyperbolic of reactions, it's one of those times where I'm like, honestly, the tomato meter is pretty much accurate. 64%, just barely above the good line. Yeah, that is about what it deserves. The epicness of Ragnarok is there, the ability to have, serious stakes that you feel is there, except this time, instead of feeling like the humor is, just time. So it's it's all fair game. Let's just have a great time. When it's awesome, it's awesome. When it's awesome and funny, it's awesome and funny. Thor: Love and Thunder feels like it needs to paste almost insecure jokes everywhere because it's afraid of being seen as lame or something by taking itself too seriously. Thor is constantly, adding these tangents that go nowhere, attempting to be funny to what he says. But Christian Bale and his whole thing is, that's all awesome. Natalie Portman is kind of awesome. If you can forgive the lame humor, there's a lot to reward you with.
You need to see that.
But, also, another funny thing I want to bring up is more of a connection to one I wanted to talk on earlier this year. A funny joke that a lot of vendors are doing is they basically vote for the shipping wars that was already started. Vote for Hitch and Zip or Hitch and Sunny.
Oh my gosh.
And I just kept watching these two episodes. It's oh my gosh, this is just encouraging that shipping war. Because there's clearly the two they that group interacts more in themselves.
The shipping wars have begun.
I don't know. Zip and Hitch do seem to have a certain chemistry, at least as friends, but I'm almost worried that that's a pairing so far because the show is just doesn't think about this in more detail than two most masculine characters together. Boom.
Well, it's also they're also the two most serious characters.
Yeah. That's the thing that has me as my favorite, just because of my personality, honestly.
Yeah. Maybe even the two most responsible ones, but their chemistry together is honestly good, and I mean, not that that's where it needs to go, but if they absolutely wanted to turn it into romantic chemistry, there's room for it. It has that sort of it's pointed, but they're not actually trying to cut each other. There is a genuine, caring friendship there.
Mm-hmm. There's also like a thing about like the sense of like the bubbliness of like Hitch, like that would make for like some interesting relationship drama easily enough. But like with like Zip's investigative nature, we could have sort of like a mini pony version of Kaguya-sama if you know that anime. Yeah. I'm just saying. There is a chance we could actually have something like this for an episode. And it would be glorious if they ever attempted.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, Kaguya-sama is literally just, like, the romance version of Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
Like, two intellectuals trying to outsmart each other in order to see who will give up and admit their love first.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Why not?
Yeah, like, I mean, like, it wouldn't be like that. It would just be more like who will discover they have, like, good chemistry together first. Will it be Hitch or will it be Zip?
It just feels like I'm so far. I'm not shipping anything yet. I'm like, give me the chance to let the show grow on me first before I even get into that, you know.
I gotcha.
To be fair, I feel anyone who's into shipping should really keep themselves checked because, like I said, realistically, this show is aiming for a younger audience. So, like,
totally.
Like at most, I feel like a secondary B character might be shown having married or something like that.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, like even like the main show like explores romance only like slightly with like, I guess Big Mac was like the main-ish character that had romance done. It's like
Big Mac's really the only one who got a real romance, and he ended up married and everything, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, to all those who were like shipping, I mean, it made other Big Mac shippers mad, like to those who shipped Flutter Mac or Luna Mac or
the Marble Pies.
Yeah. All that. I mean, there were a lot of ships, and I mean, heck, even I thought that the one comic with Big Mac and Luna was pretty
I remember that. I remember that one. The Luna Mac, Flutter Mac. There was Pinky Mac.
Sure Mac.
Yeah, everybody wants to see the one guy character. I don't know. Honestly, I did kind of think that Sugar Bell's thing with whatever she had met with Mac was topped by other sources.
Oh wait, there was. Wasn't there one?
I mean,
there was one with not just Pinky Mac. There was also one with one of Pinky's siblings, the quiet one.
I said Marble.
Oh, Marble. Marble Mac. Marble Mac.
Yeah. The one that people wanted the most.
And then people said, "Hey, wait a minute, Pinky's supposed to be a something cousin," and even though there's no possible way that has any meaningful amount of blood connection whatsoever.
Oh, wait a minute.
It has the word cousin in it, so goodbye that ship.
I forgot. It wasn't just Big Mac that got like a relationship out of it. They actually, I forgot, Pinky kind of got one with Cheese Sandwich, and they had a child.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like they.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, there is some stuff implied with like the prologue. Not prologue. Epilogue. But like in terms of like the main show, it wasn't really explored. That's what I was saying. People like if they want to ship, it's fine. Like I ship a lot of different characters and all. Like, but like have your expectations set for like this is aiming for younger audience. So.
Oh yeah.
You're not going. Yeah. You're almost certainly not going to please if you, enter a shipping war. You have just bought a lottery ticket. Maybe your dreams will come true, but you're probably gonna get nothing. Even the one time I sort of entered in, like I said, with Sugar Bell and, well, no, I never honestly expected them to put him with Luna, but Sugar Bell, it's like she didn't come in packing a ton of reasons for us to care about this, but we got a couple of pretty good episodes out of it, so whatever,
and it works.
What you got?
And honestly, it works.
Oh, also an update because I seen this on Twitter is. The My Little Pony Make Your Mark second special, that's a holiday one, is November 21st.
I did see that, yeah.
It's coming soon. We're not going to be able to catch up. We're not going to be able to catch up before it releases. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, if we go 2 at a time, we just might, because that would mean we need 3 more times, and, well, let's plan that another day. But if I could, somehow retroactively advise them for the rest of the episodes after these 2, even though too late now, I would say, yeah, step on the gas. Don't drag your feet. Don't derp-de-dur, we're messing around in town. Derp-de-dur, we figured out a tiny piece of the puzzle out, and the villain watched us some more and said, blah, ha, ha, I'll get you next time, Gadget. Yeah, I mean, I expect to be a little disappointed on that one, too, to be honest, but that would be my advice.
I gotcha.
But, we're approaching midnight. Speaking of, we don't want to risk Gizmo. Anybody heading off. Any other final thoughts on this first 2 episodes of the technical? Yeah.
Final thoughts on the first 2 episodes, Day?
Cute. Cute, awesome, still awesome animation.
The one was a little much still. But elsewise, I think it was good.
Yeah, cute.
As for me, I still feel
prettier, and I thought some of it was funny. Good songs as well.
I gotcha.
Gotta have a little sweetness onto all of the salt.
For me, I feel like songs could still need a bit of work. Like the opening song for the series honestly feels great. Great for the type of vibe the show has. Hitch is still my favorite character.
Cool.
Episode 2 did not ruin it. In fact, it sort of cemented him as basically being what Applejack should have been. I'm being serious right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I like in which the flaw of stubbornness about in this case it's basically combining Applejack and Twilight characteristics together to form the perfect flawed being.
Interesting.
Someone who's an extremist and stickler to the rules. He's my type of man, you know? Just can't really function without the rules guiding him to the proper thing, and without them it's just time to go reset everything that we created for it, not even 3 specials ago. I'm like, oh my god. You literally took so little time to get to that point. You're worse than Twilight in terms of stress management. That's not an understatement. For a sheriff like you, I'm worried about what sort of things could happen if you lose your mind while you have your power. In unrecognizable situations. That's really the thing. And then Izzy's only major contribution is really the fact that her with glasses is probably the cutest thing.
That's saying something considering the first episode was about her.
Well, yeah, the conflict there was decent enough because, hey, giving a creative like her, basically the idea of just do multiple copies of the same thing you did for someone, even though you did it uniquely for someone else, and you're kind of sort of a savant about it.
I will say, where she's concerned, that it is actually kind of a very pleasant surprise to find her cute and lovable again, because I think they the tell your tale, whatever the 5-minute stuff on YouTube was, she was growing dangerously close to obnoxious.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
For someone who was so lovable in the movie and they seemed to lean into all the wrong stuff to try to differentiate her from Pinkie Pie and whatnot. I was not prepared for the high opinion I had of her in the first movie to sustain.
Of Izzy?
That's a second opinion after all.
Of Izzy?
Yeah, so I mean the fact that her going on about how her calling Sunny her friend and then pausing it still feels so good to say that. I'm like, okay, yeah, that is a stunningly good step in the other direction.
I still maintain she's this world's Pinkie Pie, but that's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, I mean, she is, but it seems like they're at least thinking about how they're going to differentiate it. Like, yeah, Izzy seemed like she was a little bit more of a quiet sweetheart, a little bit like, I mean, not like introspective in the way of stereotypical depth, but like the way she thinks about things to herself is a little different than how Pinky might.
Right. She's got an interesting. Well, she's a creative, and yet she's got the spunk and randomness that Pinky has. It's like an interesting. It's like a Pinky all. I don't want to say full rare. It's not a rarity. It's not a rarity. I don't think. It's got a creative spirit of a rarity, but
yeah. I mean, Pinkie Pie could be creative too. If I had to sum it up in like a one-line explanation, it would be that all of Pinkie Pie's energy and extrovertedness went into specifically fun. There was a sweet like undercurrent to it a lot of the time. I love to make my friends, but it all went into fun and excess. Izzy's seems to go into, honestly, sweetness the other way around.
Oh yeah,
She likes to make people feel good, almost like there's an undercurrent of it's almost the other way around. There's an undercurrent of fun, but all of her energy seems to go into being sweet to people.
Seems that way, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, which would probably make her less in the actual show to be like obnoxious or like annoying because she just wants to be nice to others.
Yeah, well, I mean, just like the stuff about how she would use everybody's stuff and how she would talk through her nose a lot more and just be so inconsiderate. I'm not even saying it right anymore because I'm pouring too much of my own annoyance in, but like, surprise! Like, I don't know, they were making it almost like garish, almost real. It's like, see, this is the wrong direction to lean if you want to, bring Izzy into her own.
You can. Parrot.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Day. The song, though, right now my final thought might just be about the song because, like, okay, look, when I say that, Crusaders of the Lost Mark, no matter how many fan fictions it shook the hand of, is, plain badly written compared to any reasonable comparison and all that jazz. I say that knowing full well that I'm going to lose, knowing all the fandom made up, people wishing for their fan fiction that are, going to be seeing stars after they watch that episode for the first time for like the next 10 episodes.
Easy and sponsorshipping.
No, that's not fan fiction. Okay, but point being, when I say something like that, I expect to lose. When I say that the theme song is bland and going to get no particular accolades within the fandom, as much as, okay, if you like a song, sometimes you just like it, there's no explaining it. I say that the fandom as a whole is not going to trump that one up that much. I am fairly certain I'm going to win. It's the phrase "make your way" as its catchphrase a few times, and then it puts in a bunch of cliches about, bringing the light and the love and the friendship and the such and such, and there's your song. I mean, who here can remember one line out of it besides "make your mark"?
Wow.
Only because I just said it.
Every pony everywhere. Do you feel it?
You heard it twice.
I can't remember anything at the moment yet.
I mean, I can still remember what Pip's song that I liked from the last special one. So put your poops up high, turn the radio loud. She probably didn't say radio, but whatever.
I just remember. I only remember from the movie. Mom. That's it. What are you? You're an angry mob. What are you? You're an angry mob. That's it. I only remember the mob song.
I mean, you can probably at least remember, if not even the words, just the line, the rhythm of what you were listening to that was catchy. I mean,
also, I remember a little bit of the opening song
from memory.
I remember a little bit of the opening song.
The opening song, I remember it mostly. Like,
you remember what?
I remember the opening song from the movie.
Ditto. I remember a little bit from it. I remember the gonna be my day. Gonna be my day.
Yeah, see, that is a memorable song. I'm talking about what the show has selected as its theme song.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they really did anything memorable. It's only really was the opening, just because, like, honestly, one of the most creative inputs is, like, showcasing Pip actually singing the song inside the actual opening, which is a nice little meta break. That was the thing that made me feel like, okay, now this is something I can latch on to. Everything else, I've been having the same issue. It's been like only 1 minute songs, not really interesting, not really eye-grabbing to me at all. This feels like little mini concerts, and I didn't really like it, being little mini concerts.
But just to sort of wrap this up, I do agree that I really do hope we get some real full-on song sequences in some of the next few episodes.
Yeah.
But sort of a wait and see.
We're taking the inspiration from musicals that deserve to be the inspiration for something.
I agree.
Go back to the roots of Daniel Angel.
But yeah, I guess see y'all next time. We probably won't find out that next time, but yeah, see y'all.
Bye.
Take care.